This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
It's Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, and here are today's stories. How much support do retirees really get across Europe? We're breaking down the pension gap from the generous systems in the north to the struggling benefits in the east. In India, child labor is still robbing millions of kids of their childhoods. Despite laws and protections, families facing poverty often see no other choice. On Spain's Fuerteventura island, the termite invasion is destroying rooftops, but one family is going green in their battle to stop it. And what do weaving, alpacas, and a whole lot of charm have in common? We're heading to Jenny's farm for a look at a unique rural escape. You probably never thought much about the vagus nerve, but it's doing more behind the scenes than you'd expect. We'll tell you why this quiet hero matters. Plus, feeling under the weather? Sage, rosemary, and thyme might be just what your body needs. We've got natural healing tips from the field.
Pension levels across Europe are all over the map. Western and Nordic countries come out on top with the most generous benefits, while Southern Europe does better than the East, but still trails behind the North. At the other end of the spectrum, the Balkans and Eastern European Union, especially EU candidate countries, have the lowest pensions.
So, what's driving these struggles? A big part of the problem is the rising cost of living. Things like housing, healthcare, and even basic groceries are getting pricier. But pensions and wages just aren't keeping up. For seniors, this creates a tough situation. Many rely on fixed pensions that don't stretch as far as they used to. And healthcare costs? Those can be a huge burden, especially as older adults often need more medical care. On top of that, affordable housing is hard to come by in many cities, leaving too many seniors struggling just to make ends meet. The numbers paint a clear picture of the disparity. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, pensioners in Eastern Europe, especially in the Baltic states, face higher poverty rates. Estonia leads with the highest rate, followed by Latvia, Croatia, and Lithuania. In contrast, Western and Northern Europe generally do better, with Iceland, Norway, and Denmark among the lowest, thanks to strong welfare systems. Surprisingly, Switzerland and the UK have higher rates despite their developed economies.
Imagine working your whole life, paying your taxes, doing everything right, only to reach retirement and discover you can't afford to heat your home or buy decent food. This isn't a dystopian warning. It's happening now in Britain, one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Pensioners are silently slipping into poverty, ignored by headlines and forgotten by politicians. Behind every statistic is a human life, someone's grandmother, father, neighbor, facing daily decisions between warmth and hunger. The British state once promised dignity in old age. You work hard, contribute to society, and in return, the state will look after you. That's the deal older generations believed in. But today, that promise is fraying, if not already broken. As of 2025, 2.1 million UK pensioners live in poverty. That's 1 in 5 retirees struggling just to survive. Women, renters, and ethnic minorities are hit hardest. These people did everything right, yet the rug has been pulled from beneath them. Their golden years have turned into years of fear, sacrifice, and instability. The UK's state pension system is among the least generous in the developed world. It replaces just 28% of average earnings, far below countries like the Netherlands or Germany. Add workplace pensions, and it still only reaches 54%. The OECD average is 61%. So even with both public and private support, British retirees are left far behind.
The 2024 Pension Adequacy Report shows since 2019, poverty and social exclusion amongst older adults has risen, fueled by growing income inequality. In 2022, more than 18.5 million people older than 65 in the European Union, that's more than 1 in 5, were at risk of poverty or social exclusion. As pensions fall short of pre-retirement earnings, many seniors struggle to maintain their standard of living. The issue is even more pronounced for older women. On average, women received 26.1% less pension income, and 5.3% have no pension at all. This is due to the lower pay, shorter careers, and more part-time work. Even powerhouse economies like Germany aren't immune. Despite being the third largest economy in the world and one of the pioneers of modern welfare states, Germany has seen poverty rates climb significantly over the past 20 years. In fact, retirement often leads to poverty for many Germans, showing no country is completely safe from these challenges.
1 in 5 people in Germany is at risk of poverty. Pensioners are especially affected.
Old age poverty is still a taboo subject in Germany. It's tolerated as long as no one talks about it.
The tiny pension is not enough to live on. Please open your eyes. I can't bear it anymore. I'm not the only one. Millions of pensioners feel the same way.
Die einzige Million von Rentnerinnen und Rentner geht so.
We're in Munich. Inga, who doesn't want to give her full name, is on her way to a free lunch organized by the association Lichtblick, meaning Ray of Hope. The 67-year-old only receives a small pension and lives below Germany's poverty line.
I am very careful what I buy when I'm food shopping, and I generally eat very little. You forget how to eat when you no longer have the money. You don't dream about things like, oh, I'll have goose today, for example. That's just gone from your mind as an option. It's deleted.
1 in 5 German pensioners are in a similar position. They are at risk of poverty in old age. In Germany, it is referred to as relative poverty. In other words, they have less than 60% of the average German income.
The impact of elderly poverty goes beyond just financial struggles. It's a serious public health concern, too. Studies show it negatively affects both physical and mental health, leading to higher mortality rates and increased stress due to financial pressure and social isolation. But it's not just the elderly who feel the strain. Society as a whole feels the ripple effects, from higher public spending to a shrinking workforce, as caregivers often cut back on their jobs or leave the workforce altogether to support aging relatives. It's a tough cycle that's hard to break without systemic changes.
Fixing the pension gap isn't easy, but it's clear that change is needed to support our aging population. Whether it's improving pension systems, addressing gender inequality, or tackling the cost of living, there's plenty of work to do. After all, everyone deserves a comfortable retirement, no matter where they live. Child labor remains one of the most heartbreaking and persistent human rights issues in India. Despite legal protections and growing awareness, millions of children across the country are still forced to work, often in dangerous, exploitative, and invisible conditions. Whether in urban factories, rural farms, homes, or streets, these children are being robbed of their childhoods and denied basic rights to education, safety, and health.
According to the 2011 Indian census, which is the latest complete data set, more than 10.1 million children between the ages of 5 and 14 were engaged in work, either paid or unpaid, though the true number is likely much higher due to unregulated industries and underreporting. Child labor is especially prevalent in agriculture, where children work in cotton, rice, and sugarcane fields, in manufacturing industries like textile, fireworks, and carpet weaving, in domestic service, where young girls are hired to clean and cook, in mining operations where children risk injury and long-term health issues digging for minerals, and on the streets where children sell goods or beg, often working long hours without protection or supervision. One of the most dangerous and hidden forms of child labor in India involves children working in mines. In several states, children, some as young as 5, are found working in illegal and unregulated mining operations. They are often tasked with digging, collecting, and transporting minerals such as coal, mica, and sandstone, often with their bare hands and minimal safety gear. The work is grueling and hazardous, exposing them to toxic dust, physical injury, and the constant risk of cave-ins. Many of these children are forced into the mines by poverty, family debt, or trafficking, and they often work long hours for little or no pay.
These craters are from the stone mines in Bijolia in Bhilwara district. A troubling reality exists here. Child labor fuels this industry. Nicky is 13 years old. He works here with his mother. He began working full-time after his father died of silicosis, a lung disease caused by inhaling silica dust that can be fatal.
एक दिन में 100 गिट्टी निकल जाती है.
How much do you earn from it?
150.
How much time does it take?
उसमें सुबह से शाम भी पड़ जाती है.
अभी भी ऐसी कंडीशन है कि मेरे पे बर्थ खोलने के लिए भी पैसे नहीं है. आत्मा तो मेरी दुखती है. अभी निकने से बच्चे तब धूप में जाते हैं. रोज कॉलेज तो मेरे को भी आता है. क्या करें, हम मजबूर हैं. तरस तो मेरे को भी आता है. अब कोई कमाने वाला हो तो नहीं भेजना.
For families living below the poverty line, every working member, including children, is seen as essential to survival. But it comes with a cost. Physically, the children are exposed to dangerous conditions, often working long hours with little food, rest, or medical care. This can lead to chronic illnesses, malnutrition, stunted growth, or even permanent injury. Emotionally, many face isolation, abuse, and mental stress from having adult responsibilities placed on them far too early. The most significant long-term consequence is the loss of education. Without access to schooling, these children are denied the opportunity to build a better future, keeping them locked in the same cycle of poverty and exploitation their families face. Child labor doesn't just rob them of their childhood, it limits their choices and opportunities for the rest of their lives.
Parents have been struggling to earn their daily wages. So they try to take out the children to work in their fields. Some peer group effect, with the effect of peer group children, some go out to the work in the hotels like that in the other area. First reason is poverty, I have told you. Then the second reason is among the two parents, one of whom may die. If the main earning person, father may die, the family will go to decay. There are two types of activities we have been taking. The first activity is from the government side. The government will give every year a schedule, clear schedule to bring back the dropout students. Our headmaster, head of the institution, and my staff, we have been taken. When we go to the class, we can easily identify the dropout children. Those whose attendance is very less, so we can identify them. And also, we directly go to the dropout student house and we make them educate them how much education is important.
मेरा नाम पूजा है. मैं 10th क्लास में पढ़ती हूँ और मेरा गांव का नाम है मध्यमरुतांडा. छुट्टियों में ऐसे खेत को जाती थी और खेत में पानी, पौधों को पानी डालना और बुरे पौधे होते ना उसमें निकालना. अटेंडेंस बहुत कम हो जाती थी और सारे बच्चे मेरे से आगे रहते थे और मैं पीछे पड़ जाती थी. मेरे टीचर्स मेरे को बहुत हेल्प करे. उन लोगों ने मेरे घर को आए और मम्मी पापा को समझाए एजुकेशन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. रोज स्कूल को भेजना चाहिए।
India is taking several steps to stop child labor through laws, government programs, and help from nonprofit organizations. Laws like the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act make it illegal for children under 14 to work and ban dangerous jobs for teens under 18. The Right to Education Act helps by making school free and mandatory for kids ages 6 to 14. The government also runs the National Child Labor Project, which rescues children from work, enrolls them in special schools, and gives them meals and skills training. Also, there are many non-governmental organizations who work on the ground to help rescue kids, raise awareness, and support families so children don't have to work. But even with laws and support programs in place, enforcement remains a major challenge. Many children in India still end up working because their families feel they have no other choice.
The small, practiced hands of a 6-year-old. Shamil is breaking rocks at an Indian mine so that the Western world can sparkle. He and his fellow workers are mining mica. Among other things, this crystalline rock is used to make pearlescent paint for luxury cars. It is also what gives cosmetics the shimmer that's so in vogue these days. The largest mica deposits in the world are here in the Koderma district of Jharkhand province. And yet, according to the locals, all the mining in this area is illegal. The miners have no protection whatsoever. Everybody was reluctant to have us record these pictures. Soon after filming these women and more children at work, the supervisors at this mine chased us away. The dirt-poor workers were wary too. Exploited though they are, they feel they have no choice but to tolerate their circumstance.
One of the most effective ways you can help fight child labor around the world is by being a conscious consumer. Support brands and companies that are transparent about how their products are made and that are certified as child labor free. Look for fair trade labels when buying items like coffee, chocolate, clothing, and cosmetics. Industries where child labor is common. Small actions, when taken by many, can help shift the system and give children the future they deserve.
At New Earth Innovations, we searched the planet for nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory. We found it off the coast of New Zealand. Omega 369 Plus is made from perna, the green-lipped mussel, rich in natural omega-3s, chondroitin sulfate, and rare glycosaminoglycans. Support joint flexibility, easier breathing, better digestion, and a calmer, less inflamed body naturally. Grown in clean New Zealand waters, backed by nature, sustainably sourced, trusted by thousands. Subscribe today and start feeling the difference.
Hi everyone, this is Leanne.
And I'm Jerry.
Coming to you from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Hi there, this is Rick from Arizona.
My name is Uchechukwu Owenebam from Igbo tribe, Nigeria.
Hi, this is Scott from Utah.
I'm Annette from Agassiz, British Columbia.
Hi, I'm Marcus Surzet from Manipur State, India.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. That's what United Network News is all about.
Can you clap?
We had a huge flood, which some call the flood of the century.
No fake news here. Our field messengers share personal experiences of what's really happening in their community.
We got some nice fish right here.
At UNN, you are the news.
My family and I had a very good time.
Take the next step. Become a UNN field messenger and share the real news with the world.
In the northwest province of South Africa, I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News, and if it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's going to be, it's up to me.
If it is going to be. it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to us. Field Messages, United Network News. See you next time.
In Fuerteventura, Spain, termites have infested the wooden roofs of houses, turning them into both food and shelter. UNN Field Messenger Emma shares how she and her family are exploring eco-friendly solutions to tackle the problem.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm a field messenger for United Network News, reporting from Fuerteventura, Spain in Europe. This report is going to be about the termites in our roof. Termites are a group of insects, often called white ants, that consume a variety of decaying plant material, generally in the form of wood. Here on this volcanic island, there are not a lot of trees. So termites, they find wooden parts of structures and in houses. Termites find a place to live, for example, in wood like the roof of our house. They make a colony by hollowing out the wood, which they feed off. It's their food source, and they move in. Once a year, normally in the springtime, they fly. We call them the flying termites. They try to expand their colony, so they fly out, and they keep their wings for about 30 minutes, and then they shed their wings. When they no longer can fly, they crawl around to try to find another place to settle down. They often get eaten by birds. The birds are having a feast and jump around the area where the flying termites come out. Once the termites settle down, their wings break off. This is what I captured in a picture outside of our house. All these wings have been shed within a few hours. All this happens really, really quickly. So this year I noticed strange behavior from the birds outside. A swarm of swallows were flying around the area, and the sparrows were jumping around on the roofs. Then we knew that something was going on. So I grabbed my phone and I filmed this strange behavior. The conclusion is that all houses in our street have termites inside their wooden roof. It is obvious by the behavior of the birds. We talked to our neighbors, and most of them are spraying their roofs with chemicals to try to get rid of the termites. We are not spraying chemicals. We are now using frequency and vibration to get rid of them in our roof. They are not welcome in our house, and they cannot use our house as food any longer. And we'll report back and let you know what's happening in the future. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Jenny's Alpaca Farm is a charming sanctuary where visitors can meet adorable alpacas and explore the art of weaving. UNN Field Messenger Danelle introduces us to the farm's owner and shares the creative experience.
This is Danelle, a field messenger for United Network News, coming to you from Bluffdale, Utah, just south of Salt Lake, at Jenny's Alpaca Farm. Jenny is sharing her space, her expertise, and her farm looms with a group of us tonight as she teaches us to weave. So let's meet Jenny.
My name's Jenny. I live here on my alpaca farm, and I am a weaving instructor. My husband and I made our no-frills farm looms so that we could teach outside in our pasture among our alpacas. And my goal is to reduce anxiety in the world by introducing people to weaving. So come and learn to weave. It's beginner friendly and a lot of fun.
After we look around and meet her cute alpacas, Jenny starts us off by helping us to wind our bobbins using electric drills. And once we have wound 3 or 4 different yarns, we sit down at our own looms and begin to weave, changing a color here and there, adding some texture or thickness. We move our right foot and then our left foot, then we pull back on our shuttles to tighten everything. It was fun. It was friendly. We had beautiful summer weather. We sipped on lemonade, laughed and visited. as the alpacas roamed around us. After 3 hours, we've all made progress, and we'll take these home and finish tying off the edges with knots and then trim our string. Thank you, Jenny, for your beautiful space, and thank you, alpacas, for your yarn and for being such friendly pets. This is Danelle, a field messenger for United Network News.
You know that one nerve that's basically the overachiever of your nervous system? Meet the vagus nerve. Always working behind the scenes, but totally underrated. Most of us don't give it a second thought, but it's quietly running the show in ways that might surprise you.
Let's start with the basics. The vagus nerve, also called the 10th cranial nerve, begins in your brainstem and travels down through your neck, chest, and abdomen. Along the way, it connects to major organs like your heart, lungs, stomach, liver, and kidneys. Why is it so important? For starters, it keeps your heart in check. The vagus nerve helps regulate your heart rate, blood pressure, and heart rate variability, all of which are key for heart health. When it comes to digestion, it's the boss of enzymes and food movement throughout your system. If it's not functioning properly, you might find yourself dealing with issues like acid reflux or irritable bowel syndrome. And beyond that, it even controls inflammation, helping your body heal faster and reducing the risk of chronic illnesses like Alzheimer's. But that's not all. It's also a major player in your mental health. High vagal tone, which basically means your vagus nerve is in great shape, helps you relax, handle stress better, and recover quickly from challenges. On the flip side, low vagal tone is linked to anxiety, poor resilience, and even depression. It can also mess with things like sleep, digestion, and energy levels. So, when your vagus nerve is thriving, you're sharper, more focused, and better at making decisions.
How do you know if your vagus nerve is damaged or not functioning well? There are some common signs that your vagus nerve might be struggling, despite even having a healthy diet, like digestion problems, nausea, bloating, or acid reflux, heart rate changes, such as slow or fast heart rate, voice issues. You've noticed changes in your voice, or you have difficulty speaking, swallowing, or have to constantly clear your throat, tinnitus or ringing in your ears, high or low blood pressure changes like sudden drops in blood pressure, brain fog, or difficulty concentrating, and sometimes a deep sense of fatigue, anxiety, or even depression.
Boosting your vagal tone has been getting a lot of buzz for its health benefits. There are plenty of non-medical ways to do it, like breathing exercises to help you relax and sleep better, meditation, mindfulness, regular exercise for stress relief, cold showers to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, and spending time with friends to feel more connected. On the medical side, there are vagus nerve stimulation, or VNS, devices that send electrical pulses to the nerve. These are approved for treatment-resistant depression and are being studied for things like migraines, multiple sclerosis, and Alzheimer's. Non-medical approaches are easy to work into your daily routine, while VNS devices are there when other treatments aren't enough.
If you suffer with anxiety, panic attacks, or if you suffer with trauma, a disorder like CPTSD, then this is amazingly effective, and you can use it over and over again whenever you need, okay? So really simple. What you're going to do is you're going to inhale for 4 through your nose. You're then going to hold your nose and create a chin lock. So you're going to tuck your chin right in. You're going to feel that you've created a lock on the back of your throat, and you're going to hold that for 4. You're then going to lift your head and release and exhale for 6. 10 times. Inhale 4. Hold nose, lock chin, hold 4. Release, exhale 6. Do that 10 times. Count 10 on your fingers so you make sure you've done it for 10.
So, if the vagus nerve has such a big impact on our health, what about our pets? If your furry friend is vomiting a lot, Drooling, coughing, sneezing, has a droopy face, trouble eating, or is walking funny, it might be vagus nerve dysfunction. Chiropractic care can help restore nerve flow, support their nervous system, and get them back to their playful, happy selves.
The vagus nerve is part of your dog's parasympathetic or rest and digest system, as well as being part of the gut-brain axis, which helps the brain and gut communicate to each other. Now, an essential nutrient for this large nerve is something known as choline. Now, choline is important because it helps act as a precursor within the body to what is known as acetylcholine. Now, this is a neurotransmitter that helps the vagus nerve communicate properly within the body, especially when it comes to heart rate, digestion, and that stress response, such as fight or flight. Now, adding in choline-rich foods such as eggs, make sure you add the yolk, liver, cruciferous veggies like broccoli, as well as oily fish, is going to really help support and strengthen the vagus nerve to make sure it's doing its job properly. And this is also going to help in terms of calming the overall body. So make sure you're regularly adding in choline-rich foods to your dog's diet.
The vagus nerve is a powerhouse, quietly influencing your body and mind in major ways. By understanding how it works and trying simple techniques to strengthen it, you can boost your overall health and well-being. A little effort goes a long way toward feeling better and living healthier every day.
Herbs like sage, rosemary, and thyme are natural, affordable remedies that can help with issues like blood glucose, sore throat, and memory loss. UNN Field Messenger Ruth shares simple ways to feel better with nature's help.
This is Ruth from Marin County, California for UNN with Herbal Remedies Part 1. These are some medications costing over $2,000 that come with a long list of side effects and warnings. Yet natural plant herbs are also remedies for various health issues. They are generally safe, easy to find, inexpensive, and tested over centuries. The only warning for herbs is for pregnant or nursing mothers. 3 fragrant and common herbs that can help with blood glucose, sore throat, and memory loss are sage, rosemary, and thyme. Edible sage comes dried from the grocery store or can be grown in pots. A sage spray is a great remedy for mouth inflammation and sore throat. Sage tea helps lower blood glucose, reduces cholesterol, and improves memory. Delicious tasting and smelling rosemary can be used dried or fresh. Like sage, rosemary can lower blood glucose. Rosemary as a tea or a tincture soothes a sore throat. The oil is recommended for arthritis, improving brain memory, and Alzheimer's, as well as reducing anxiety. Thyme is a well-known herb for cooking, but it has strong disinfectant qualities. The tea is useful for sore throat, inflammation, coughs, and digestion. A friend had a persistent bronchial cough when some sprigs of my thyme in her hot tea cleared up the cough like magic. These are 3 simple herbs that can be grown or found in stores and turned into remedies that will help your pain, help your wallet, yet they even have no side effects to worry about. Thank you for listening. This is Ruth for UNN.
Are you ready to change the world? Take the next step and join our weekly Field Messenger meetings. Learn more at unitednetwork.earth. I am United Network News, and so are you.